Gentlemen, excuse me. Apparently, I'm going through puberty because my voice just cracked. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 430 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast, coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and of course, the beautiful 97.9 FM CHSR out of UMB campus here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. I can't hear myself in my headphones. There we go. Now I can.
Excellent. You should be grateful. Everybody else is.
This microphone is very squeaky. Sorry.
It's all right.
Like it's actually the screws like kind of loose, so it is like I'm scared to touch it because it'll squeak, and I can only imagine what that sounds like by the pickups of the microphone. So, right. It's been a minute. It's been what, 2 weeks? I think we had 2 weeks where we didn't come in. One, I didn't have a babysitter. Two, I think it was a holiday. It's like Boxing Day or something. I think we kind of took the Boxing Day week off.
Oh yeah, well we did the stream. We did the we did the game.
We did. That was fun. We should do that again. We got to stream more. Ryan Russell's in the chat. We see you. What's happening?
Hi, buddy. We've had an eventful week. We've had a very busy week.
We've had a very eventful week. Everything kind of like showed up. I'm actually going to open the chat or the phone lines like now because I feel like if anybody's got opinions on the stuff we're going to be talking about, love to hear about it because we got a ton to discuss. First and foremost, Tom, you want to run through the list, say hello, and thank the beautiful people who back us.
Oh my God, all of the fantastic people like Moncton Paintball who keep us coming back every year, hook us up with some love and their love is just conditional to us telling them that they're pretty. Like Josh, we love him very much. No, Moncton.
He does have fantastic hair.
My God, it's his hair and beard is unbelievably pretty. But not just that, they've got the most excellent of town fields, the train, the woods. They've got the entire town of Magnetic Hill, Econo Lodge, great for MagFed, great for speedball. His speedball field is beautiful. Mm-hmm. They are always and will be my home. The King's Forest is just behind the Econo Lodge. I'll take you there sometime. It's beautiful. The good people at Commando, God love them. They've once again, I've just found out just this very minute, a few moments ago, from the Queen herself, your King of Paintball, and my friend the Hooligan will be back once again, emceeing and generally being degenerates in our little corner. With the
professional degenerates. Thank you very much.
It's beautiful. I'm looking forward to them. So once again, thank you to Dave and Marie for being so amazingly awesome. We love you both. It's not my fault that Dave is so sexy that I just have to keep going back to see him.
I mean, so flip-flops.
Yeah.
I also love that man is a man's man, right? That man runs like heavy equipment. He just knows what he wants. He's building a hot rod. He also gets pedicures because he is just a man's man. I love that.
It is one of my great pleasures to have played ball with him. He is an absolute just savage on the field. It's a blast. Like we were saying in the stream, he's a blast to get on the field with. Nova Paintball. I love him.
Nova.
I have to get back. I'm sending some gear to TJ because if anything can go wrong with anything, I'm going to make it happen. So I'm going to send some stuff to TJ and my love too. I promised him a can of maple syrup. So I'm going to get some good stuff from my French brethren.
You got to send them the actual can. Like none of this Walmart branded stuff, right? It's got to be that can with the painted scenery on it. You know what I'm talking about. Take
a minute there for our friends in California. I hope everybody's I'm not sending thoughts and prayers. I'm just going to send good juju, man, for you guys because holy shit, that's something else. So
yeah, that's
I don't want to say it's wild like wildfires, but it's hot.
Sorry, it's hot. It is fucking.
I'm trying not to make light of things, but that's what I do. But it was a pleasure for us to be on Mr. Fred and Friends. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later in the show. We're going to be discussing that.
I had no idea yet. I love that you had to give me a little dossier on each person, except for Budor. Fair enough.
My
I knew
pleasure.
Who Budor was. That one, I was like, I know who that old fella is, and they have so many cool stories. Hi, TJ, for your ears burning. I kind of like I saddled around. I kind of went to a bunch of different podcasts. I went and visited some friends of the show. I'm going to call them friends of the show. They're friends of yours. Went and visited those the Command Bros.
They're an interesting bunch, eh?
Oh my
God,
they're
fantastic. I love them.
Yeah, they were really, really cool. They have the same energy that we do. Alpha, nice to see you, buddy. Cliffy, hi, bud. Who else? Who else are we thinking of here? Oh, Cat's Canadian Customs.
Mm-hmm. Crazy Cat.
She keeps the sweat out of my eyes and the love in my heart. Yeah. Oh, I had to pop in. You were there. How could I not? We're doing pretty good, Alpha. It's nice to be. 2025 has been good to me so far. I just did like 300 miles of road. We got home just a little while ago, just in time to come and spend the evening with you.
Fantastic. See, just everything's coming. This week has been a good week. Like, I had to work from. I'm now working from home. My kid is homesick, but she's like old enough now that she self-entertains. So it was good. It was a good week. It's been a good week. It's been a great week, and some cool stuff happening. Like Tom was saying, let's talk. Actually, before we get into the Fred and Fred's thing, because it's happening live right now on Twitch, the VPL, or the Virtual Paintball League, is a thing that I discovered recently. Robbie Big Smile, what's his last name? I forget his last name. I have to look him up. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Robbie Big Smiley Thompson. That man said it. He showed it to me. He's like, hey, check this out. He's like, I want you to check this out. He's like, I'd love to come on the show and talk about it. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. We've already got your book. Let's rock and roll. For the record, if he shows up on any other podcast between now and then, I'm coming for you. So Virtual Paintball League is this fantastic thing. It's a VR paintball game that it's been around for a while. People have been playing it. This guy managed to organize events, like actual matches, and he commentates. He's got camera angles and everything like that. And it's just cool. And he's got, hopefully I'm going to be on there doing some color commentary, because they do a great job. He was saying, like, on the low end, they've got 500 people watching. He said on the high end, they're getting a little bit over 4,000 people watching. So I'm like, okay, clearly this is cool. And I watched it, and it is, it's not their fault. I'm not saying it's their fault, but it is still kind of like an indie game. There's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot that goes into developing a video game. So, I mean, it looks a little bit like GoldenEye, but it plays like really
it's a
smooth.
Negative thing to a guy.
No, what I'm saying is, like, people can't be going into this looking for like 2025 Call of Duty level stuff, right? They're working on the functionality. The game is functional before it's pretty, I love that. The sound effects, I'm pretty sure, are ripped right out of the old Greg Hastings games. They sound very similar, and I am all for that.
You rarely see anything going on in our Discord, but when things go on in our Discord, it's amazing. Like an hour and a half or almost 2 hour stream of us just sitting there screwing around. You don't have
trying to teach Tom how to play Fortnite, and we didn't do too bad. I think we're going to do more of that. We're going to stream more games. We got Helldivers. We got other games.
Your kid has a Switch. Go steal it. We'll play Mario Kart. I'll spank you in that.
I mean, that's an option. How do I stream a Switch?
Oh,
that's an option. That's a legitimate option. Ooh.
Quake. I like that.
Yeah, it's very, you know what? When you watch the top-down footage, when you watch the spectator camera on it, it does move a lot like Quake, which I'm all for that. So anyways, that's super cool. Go check them out on Twitch. Virtual Paintball League. All one word. Just type it into Twitch. You'll find them. They do a great job. I love it. It's very much in its infancy, but it is clearly growing. They know what they're doing. And it's just a matter of, like, they got it going, and then it just took off on him. I was talking with, he's like, I had no idea it was going to go this fast. Like, it was going to expand this fast. He's like, we were not prepared.
TJ just told me to send him my phone number. I'm like, yeah, I want to get some of those sweet, sweet Southern pictures. Let's see what he's going to send me. It's not even going to be anything like disgusting. It's going to just be something disgusting for my wallet.
Justin Dory says we should play Quake. He says Quake Love's still free. I don't know. We should check it out.
Oh my God.
That'd be awesome.
Actually,
Quake Live. Yeah,
a great idea.
You know what I discovered?
Unreal Tournament back in the day. So why not?
You know what would be a ton of fun, because I discovered is still live and is still playable?
What?
with a little, you gotta work for it, but it's still there. Battlefield Bad Company 2. Like the best Bad Company game, the best Battlefield game, in my opinion, ever made. The servers are still live.
I don't think it's the best Battlefield. I am going to still say it's Battlefield Road to Rome back in the day, like the Battle of Britain. Like that stuff there.
That was fun,
like,
but Bad Company 2's got that destruction engine that they perfected it in Bad Company 2 and then never used it again. Like they kind of went backwards.
Yeah, that's true. What else? Oh, I had a suggestion from a friend of mine who has never played ball. And for those on the radio who, by some virtue of good luck, is your first time listening to us, we've decided that there are no stupid questions and there are no stupid people. There are just people who need to be informed. There's people who have questions. So we're going and giving you some basics. The very basics, the most simple of questions that those of us who are listening to this show and have been here for ages, we all know this stuff. We've all heard it 1,000 times. But again, we are, as far as I know, the only radio show dedicated to paintball. So that means there is an audience out there who is scratching their head going, what the hell is this? What are these fools talking about? It is a glorious sport. And every once in a while, we feel a refresher is needed for the people to remember this beautiful sport. So we have some questions from an earnest learner who shall remain nameless for fear of my own personal safety. I think I sent them to you. Do you have them? Or are you digging for them? I've got them. I think I got them here fairly close.
I'm digging. It's not that hard. It's like a 6-mile long message.
Yeah. And listen, it's not my fault that I have.
So how should we do this? Should we do a question a week? Should we do, because I don't want to burn through all of these right away, right?
No.
Maybe
one question, and if there's anything that branches off of it, and if there are any of
Robin the person that sent the questions?
I am refusing to name the person who said it because she threatened that she'd hurt me. So
okay, well, Robin said I'm in the audience, so she says I'm the audience.
I'd love her. So the Peanut Gallery, any of you who have some opinions on this, I want to hear it, because there are some learned gentlemen tonight. Hi, Fred.
Yes.
That I was really lucky to sit under that learning tree. And it's an expression I use because if any of you remember Grandpa Simpson telling the story of the lemon, that's kind of what it felt like for me.
Thought you were going to tell the story about how I used to tie an onion to your belt because it was the style at the time.
Close. Bud Orr, it felt like I was sitting listening to Bud Orr tell the story of anything. And it was like listening to Grandpa Simpson. And yes, Grandpa Simpson's crazy as hell, but he's so smart that you just forget it.
Can we take a moment just to appreciate the fact that nonchalantly Bud Orr mentioned that he quit a very well-paying job to start WPG.
Oh my God, yeah.
He was making
good money.
Money. And then he's like, and then I quit it to go work this other job. He's just like casually, he was like $50 a week or something like stupid, like $200 a week.
$250 a week or something foolish.
Yeah. And he's just like nonchalantly. But the part he leaves out is that he left that 60-some thousand year job to go be the granddaddy of modern paintball.
Hey man, that takes a big set. That takes a big set of paintballs to swing, right?
Oof. There, yeah, right. That's just it.
I was holding that one. So pick your question then, Brad.
We're gonna do one question a week, I think is the best way to do this.
One question and anything that kind of tangents off of it.
Yeah.
Because if it's something that's related and we kind of have to touch on it, we can. It's not gonna hurt.
Absolutely.
So
I really like this first question. The first one, it's can I ask a regular person just come and play? Do I need to bring a team? So no.
It can be intimidating to show up to a field alone for the first time. So you should bring a friend. If you don't know.
Bring a friend. You don't need permission to come to the field. Like you don't need to ask a regular to be like, yo, can I come play? Like, no, you don't need to ask a regular.
Absolutely not. That's a good question.
If you want to reach out to a regular and say, hey, thank you, Fred. I knew I messed it up when I said WPG. It's WGP.
Dyslexia will kill you, right?
Yeah. If you want to reach out to a regular at a field or reach out to the field and say like, hey, I'm coming up. Oh, it's like my first time, my second time, whatever. Is there anybody I can reach out to? There's loads of regulars who will absolutely wait for you at the field and be like, yeah, come find me. We'll come hang out. Like, we'll chill.
Yeah.
Unless you're a real jerk, in which case we'd be like, yeah, go away. But, and then as for like, do you need to bring a team? Absolutely not. Show up. No, half the time the teams don't even show up in one chunk. Usually it's half a team shows up, if anything.
Even in a full event, they don't all show up.
Yeah, right. You never get a full team. You get like 3 guys from one team, 2 guys from another team. So no, never feel like you need a team. It is a great team building exercise. Like if you wanted to get your workplace together, maybe you got like a couple of grudges that need to be worked out. Maybe you got some inter office politics that just need to finally be settled. Paintball is a great way to do it.
Yes. Walk-on days. Walk-on days. There you
100%.
go. Thank you, Explore.
100%. And the best part, paintball, like my dad used to say about the Army, is you basically get given friends because you're put on a team and they're now your friends.
Walk-on day is when a field just allows, a lot of times if people are going, they book a grouping. But when we have walk-on days, those are the days when anybody can show up, and we invite anyone to just show up on a Sunday, rent gear if you don't have any. If you don't have a paintball marker, and your first time, you probably don't, and a mask, they will rent them to you. Will they
Everything
be the best markers on the market? Probably not. Yeah. But will they be reliable? Yes, because they're probably
I was going to say, depending on the field, probably not. But
I mean, listen, my home field, Moncton Paintball, they run a fleet of Emacs and Etha 2s, and I can count on one hand how many times I've seen one of those poop themselves at a
the amount of times that I have had to go borrow an Emac. They work flawlessly. They're fantastic markers. So yes, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go to a field. They're going to give you a half decent marker that's going to shoot okay. They're going to give you a mask that's probably going to fog on you. Just a heads up. The rental masks are not the best, but the difference is that a rental mask costs the field $40 to buy. The mask I wear costs $160 to buy. There's a bit of a difference. So you get what you pay for, but it will be safe. You don't need to worry about safety when it comes to the rental masks. You might not be able to see, but at least you won't lose your eyesight. So, listen here, Nova, that is all allegedly how I treated those markers.
I'm going to be honest. I definitely screwed up the Odin out of sheer ignorance. I will admit that I was using the wrong bore sizer, and I know I screwed the pooch on that one. I will admit to it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I spent a solid hour trying to shoot the Hellion without the sizer.
I'm gonna send that box of goodies. He's gonna cuss me out, but I insist that once Nova starts fixing these markers, I would like it recorded and sent how stupid we are so I can air it, because you two are dum-dums is going to be so funny to chop up in edits and send out.
Oh yeah,
there's going
to be a video on Nova's website of just
it can be
what not to do, and it's just going to be a video of you and me.
If it can be screwed up or broken, I want it. Then I would love for TJ being like, okay, this is the dumbest of dumb things that you should know. You put that on that sweet card, because the card you get when you buy a Nova, it's like a sheet, and all the info is right there, but it's a little technical. So maybe a little slip-in card for dummies, Nova markers for dummies. And these are the things you don't do, because I did not touch that bottom screw. I did not touch that one. So
I did.
And that's why you're going to fail.
Yeah. So, so that answers that question, I think, fairly well. There's somebody calling in. Let's see who's got a different opinion to us.
My phone. Hi, TJ. It's TJ, isn't it? I know it is.
See if it worked.
It didn't.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello.
We all know that y'all turned the screw.
I didn't turn the screw.
I knew it was going to be TJ. I knew
it was. Oh,
To be
a
fair,
WPG
here's how
trilogy. Wait a minute. Didn't I have a trilogy? Isn't that what I borrowed from Charles? And when I took it to Commando, I was told to throw it in the garbage.
a trilogy? No.
What was the one that I had that was that entry level cocker that I had for Charlie that he asked me to bring up?
I have no idea, but it was. I don't think it was a trilogy.
It was poopy. It was no bueno. It was no bueno. So what's up, TJ? How are you? Yeah, good Christmas.
Just kind of. Oh yeah. Enjoyed my vacation.
Good. Just tell what now? I'm afraid to ask.
I don't remember. I did enjoy the time off, though. I mean, everyone else can go in the summer, the spring, the fall. That's the middle of the season for me. So Christmas is the only time I can take vacation.
That's fine. There's warm parts of the world you can go to in the winter.
He lives in the warm part of the world. He should be going someplace cold where his dollar's worth $1.40.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll be going to Florida next week to play.
Your dollar's not worth more money there. Your dollar's worth more money here. Come visit us. Make money while you're at it.
Dude,
wait, border problems.
If everything keeps going the way that they're talking, and I might be able to get up there without owing customs my firstborn, you might actually see me at Wasaga Beach.
That'd be fun. That'd be cool.
I'm going to be there.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing about you sending me repairs. It could cost 3 times as much as what they cost just to get them back to you.
No. We've got I've got a way of dealing with that. I'll send you a message. I figured a way around having to worry about like shipping and customs and stuff because there's nothing being sold. It's a repair. It's not a matter of financial money being exchanged. It's really not. It's literally a repair.
You also have to remember. I sent Wolf a freebie rocket launcher, and they cost me $250 to get it back because they wouldn't let him take it as a gift.
That's why we're not going to deal with USPS or Canada Post. I got an idea. You're getting some maple syrup too.
Just bundle it up in fentanyl and ship it across the border because that seems to get through just fine.
Great.
I was going to say it was more like I have to ship it like I do my gear going through airports. I just had to pack my markers with my cannabis, and it got through Pearson. So I separated my markers from my cannabis. My stuff got seized, and I don't mean my cannabis. They left. That on the plane.
I'll be honest with you. The craziest looks I've ever got was when we flew to Oregon for Super Game out there the year before last. We packed 6 rocket launchers with us. Explaining that to TSA was interesting.
You're Yanks, and they wouldn't. Why would they be surprised? As long as you're not crossing an international border, but within your own country, y'all like shoot stuff all over the place. So,
yeah, but traveling with certain things across state lines is.
I thought that was people.
Getting on a plane with something called a rocket launcher, whether it shoots Nerf or not, always.
What's this? It's a pneumatic Nerf launcher.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I did come up with a way that I can ship them to Australia now.
Oh, that's good.
When I ship them to Australia, they're actually listed as launchers for shooting your pet's balls across the yard.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
For launching tennis balls. That's a great idea.
Yes, sir.
I like that. What if you just labeled them as T-shirt launchers? The only way I can get it,
because they still look at it like it's silly.
Yeah. All right, well then, tennis ball launchers it is.
Exactly. It's a toy, so I'm good.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah. I'm like, it's a toy. Anyways, my kid's science project.
I'm not sure if you're for coming over the border, but I'll be up in Michigan and Chicago here in a couple months.
It's tempting.
It
I
is
do have my
tempting.
passport.
Yes, you know what? You do have your passport. I do not. And again, right now it's a little brutal with the exchange rate right now. It's
That's the hard part. Like going down to the States costs like 50% more for a Canadian.
40%, but yeah, right now about 40% more.
Wow.
So
that's how bad our dollar is right now. So
yeah, it's a little tough. But
That's
we
scary.
can get. But what we can do is we can get one of those T-shirt launchers. Somehow we can borrow Wolf's and we can just lob stuff across the border at each other.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Keith, the operators are definitely not standing on by.
No, not at all.
I'm right here. The phone's here. You want to be on the air? You call the number. I can have more
Maybe
than one guest on the
I
air
think
at the
it
same
might
time.
be. It might. Have we?
No, but we can. I can technically have up to 4.
That's what
Dangerous.
game?
Somebody
Yes.
wants on
Hold
that.
on. What game and
I'm
what
not gonna
month?
hog up the line. I don't need to be kicked off of another show. Heck,
Did you get kicked off Command Bros?
Me and Bud aren't even allowed to be on the same show here lately. I don't believe the last show that we were both on. We took the show over and talked about real guns for 2 hours.
That sounds like Bud.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds accurate as hell.
Yeah, I love Bud. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
I've known him forever.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
The Grandpa Simpson of paintball. And I say that only with love. I bet he's got like a fighting hellfish tattoo on his arm.
I want a fighting
definitely
hellfish
that.
tattoo.
I do too, but that's not my next one.
Might be my next one.
Oh, my next one is I'm gonna get Starman Jr. from
I like
Earthbound.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him somewhere.
I like that.
Down here.
Approve.
Maybe something steep.
Well, just make sure when you send me my bottle of maple syrup that it's done riding shotgun with a bottle of them Canadian whiskey.
Canadian Club small batch, baby.
That's the way to do it.
It's not the
Whatever's
best. It's not the best Canadian whiskey, but it'll do the trick, and that's what it is. It's consistent. It's the Kimi Räikkönen of whiskeys. It'll get you there, and it tastes better than Jack Daniels. But that's a sipping whiskey. It's its own thing.
That's
Tennessee.
not saying much.
It's its own thing. Jack, well, the Black Jack, right?
It's
Who's
Canadian
dropping
Club.
off pizzas?
Yeah.
Who's dropping
Guy's
off
going to be
pizzas?
dropping off 100 pizzas.
All right.
Yeah.
That'd be so
All right, buddy.
Well, I'm not going to pick over the show, so y'all get more
It's all
people
right.
in here.
All
I
right.
want more people. But thanks, TJ. Talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, guys. Later, man.
Cheers now.
So, speaking of the Command Bros,
Actually, before you do that,
go.
I saw her in the chat earlier. I don't know if she's still kicking around or not, but the Canadian Legends generals have been announced. We got Danny, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Lezon? I don't know if it's French or not. Luzon? Anyways, and Drew Schwant. I don't know how to pronounce your last name either. Folks, get
Drew.
easier last names.
I know Drew. Danny
And
Lozon.
Danny's in the chat.
And I've spoken with Drew. I don't know if I've met Danny, and if we have and I've forgotten,
I have
you
not
know
met Danny.
exactly why.
I'm quite positive I have not met Danny yet.
I
just
met
know
a
that we
bunch of
crossed
people
paths.
at Wasaga. And
Definitely
I
met
was-
Drew
Yeah, nice
a
fellow.
couple of times. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. So they're announced. There was one guy
Gentleman Jack.
made a comment. He was just like, I thought this was the Canadian Legends, and neither of these guys, like, there's no like real names here. And we had a couple of people chimed in, and we're just like, bro, it's not about, like, it's not that. Like, come on. Like, you don't, like, it's not, the whole point of the Legends wasn't to get like legendary players as the generals. It was to get legendary players at an event altogether. The general part, that's cool. That's awesome. Congrats to those two for being able to general
Actually, Drew,
Canadian
Drew-
Legends.
I think Drew's going to be dick thing to say.
No, right? Yeah, like Buddy was just being like, "Yeah, these aren't legends." I was like, "Who are you, motherfucker?" Like,
I thought
we
you meant
talked
what
about
Brad
this
said.
earlier today. We talked about this because we're talking about the show being
You caught
PG-13,
yourself. You didn't get it all the way through. You're okay.
and
You're okay.
Tom's like, "Yeah, we can keep it PG. You're pretty good at that." And I'm like, "Yeah, until something comes up that I'm passionate about, like somebody says something stupid."
Bet you didn't get it all the way out. You're okay.
No, I almost did though.
You caught yourself. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Steven, yeah, you're listening on a 1 to 2 minute lag. That's pretty normal. Unfortunately, the way the streaming services work is that we talk and then it kind of lags out, and I don't know why it takes so long to get to all of you.
I'm trying to work my way through a pot of coffee here. So
nice. I shotgunned a Red Bull on the drive here.
probably shouldn't have.
Not as fun. I
Okay.
can sleep.
I did meet her at Wasaga Beach Paintball. Okay, excellent. I had a great time there. I can't wait to go back. That place was so sweet.
I want to go. I want to see Wasaga. We need. It's just traveling costs money that I don't have.
I've told you that Wasaga.
We have a plan though. We have a plan.
Is taken care of,
and the plan is going into action like tomorrow. Canadian legends Michael J. Fox, the Guess Who, Jim Carrey, and Bachman Turner Overdrive.
First of all, if somebody puts a paintball marker in Michael J. Fox's hands,
everybody's getting hit.
And we are having the single greatest footage that the world has ever seen.
Does that count as
Carrey,
ramping? If he's doing it voluntarily. That's mean. I know.
Jim Carrey would be awesome. BTO. Randy Bachman, you know what? I would love to sit down, little vinyl cafe, little I don't know
if Jim Carrey's face would fit under a mask. He'd make some stupid face and it would just come out from under the mask because his face is so long.
That's fair.
So
during our adventures this week, like I said earlier, we went and we met Mr. Fred and friends. Cool
that was fun.
Fellas. That was
cool. By the way, folks, I would also like to say that how do I word this without sounding like I'm humble bragging? It is very cool to be told, hey, call Fred at his number. He wants you on the show with him and Bud Orr.
oh, I can say that listen, I didn't have a clue. I'm sitting there listening to these guys and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what to say.
I had to do up a small dossier on each one of all the people on the show for Tom. I was like, this is who this guy is. This is who this guy is. This is who this guy is.
But they were talking about stuff. And when they were hitting certain points, I'm like, okay, I recognize that. Like late 90s, early 2000s. I'm like, hey, I remember that. Like that's the era I remember being young and playing ball. And he did play the mask. Okay, smart guy. Jim Carrey.
Oh, do we have a drum track? We probably do. I don't know how to play it.
You never let me play with it.
Use it.
So that was really, really cool. That was neat. I can't wait to go. I'd like to have Fred and some of those lads come over and hang out with us, like, just to chat with them more because they were super cool. They have I was gonna say they have a cool energy, but that was like going and stumbling onto the Command Bros. So the only thing I knew about them is that they were on the show many, many moon ago.
They were one of the first guests on the Maritime, back when we were the Maritime Milsim podcast, way back in the day when I was young and stupid. And they were on the show, I think the first show or the second show that we were given the ability to go live on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They were there. They were there in the early days. I remember them. I had them on at the same time. I had Wolf on one time, and somehow the show, we spent 15 minutes talking about Pornhub. I don't know why or how we got on that topic, but it happened. It was hilarious.
But it felt like you were coming into this show like before we were on the radio.
Back when we weren't limited.
Holy mac!
Not that we're limited, but we are regulated
somewhat. But those guys were a hoot. Like,
oh, they're good dudes. We should have them on the show again. We should have Command Bros on.
I think that, or we might have to just go and invite ourselves and visit them.
Yeah,
I like visiting other people.
Wobbles wants to know why your drum track there was so on point. And my question is, Wobbles, why did you know it was so on point?
Did you not come to supper with us with Wobbles at Route 6 once?
No.
Opened his phone and there was like 8 different like wind screens of Pornhub and Tinder open. I was like, I'm impressed. Good job, buddy. Like, but see, where Wobbles was classy, he made sure that all of the videos were paused or like just queued up. It wasn't like my buddy Goblin who opens his phone and it's
just playing.
It's at clearly like his optimum point.
Oh,
That point in the video,
and
I'm like,
he's at the
not
little
at the
thing
end.
on the.
He's at the beginning of it though. He's not at the end of it. The beginning. He hasn't like halfway through it. He's not 3/4 of the way through it.
This happened on the last time I had the bros on. Somehow the discussion just kept going.
Again, great minds, man. Great minds. I feel more bad. My kid's probably trying to sleep. Poor guy. The poor star man trying to do the show and he's upset and I'm walking in there. I got to go deal with my kid and I'm like, oh God, poor child.
Yeah.
Very
but yeah, it was
He's young
it was
and
cool.
chilling.
It was also
yes.
very fun. Very, very I don't know what the word is. I'm bad with words. That we were on with Fred and them and Bricktop was there, Command Bros, and he was just like, Command Bros wouldn't, or the Command Bros podcast or media or whatever what they call it there is like wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Brad and the Maritime Paintball podcast. I was like, oh, my heart. Like,
well, that was really sweet. It was really nice of them. I don't remember his name from the Bros that was allowed across the border for the Royal Rumble.
I just know him as Energy. I don't know his real name.
I mean, Fred didn't know how to pronounce mine. It was Tom King. I don't blame him.
Yeah, he just kept saying
my name
King
is
Tom King.
It's confusing for the non-Frenchy crowd.
Yes.
That's
yes,
okay.
It's either French or it's Swedish, depending on how they pronounce it.
I'm telling you, Sweden. Good for podcast. Bad with words? No, we're good with words. I'm better with bad words.
Why many
Charles
words?
Holton.
Few word good.
Bad with word? Good for podcast. Canadian podcasts?
I think it's supposed to be for a podcast, except podcast is supposed to be one word. Come on, Charles. If you're going to rip into me, do it properly. So,
Charles is just going to what else has been going on?
So I was chatting with the guy there, Ryan Bell from McTactical.
Did you see the announcement he put out?
I did. We're going to talk about that right now. So
I'm so excited.
He's looking to carry on the Honey Badger name, which is fantastic. I love that. They're going to be doing it at the compound, which that's great. Never been there. Looks like a great facility.
I want to go so bad.
I want to play. I invited him on. I told him I want him on the show because one, you are a big proponent and a big fan of the LARPing side of MagFed because you're a D&D player and all that jazz, and I love that for you. I, on the other hand, am a little bit more point me in the direction, let me shoot at stuff, let me win the game, and let me go home. All while I have fun. I'm not a big story guy. I don't care about the story. I care about fun environments, fun stuff to do, but I don't care about the story.
I have an idea. We'll talk after of how we're going to get Ryan because I do want to hear the story. I want to know the backstory of this, and it might not make for a great radio show, so I might get him to just pop on a stream with me.
Okay.
Like we'll just jump into Discord, and I would love to stream some of that so that we could, like we did last week. Yes, Charles, we are definitely Canadian. We're from the East Coast of the Maritimes.
We're not just Canadians. We're Maritimers. We're poor Canadians.
We don't think we're as rednecks as we really are until we go any place bigger than like Halifax, and we're like, oh, we are hillbillies. We're not hillbillies. We're bumpkins.
We're bumpkins. We're bumpkins. Fishermen. We're fishermen. So anyways, what McTactical there, what Ryan Bell's idea is, and I do enjoy this idea. So a little bit of backstory. For many years now, people have been saying they want a game that is like The Division or PUBG, where it's you run around and you find gear that's lying around on the ground. Now, fun idea, makes for a great video game, but nobody in their right mind is going to leave their gear randomly lying around a field, hoping that another player picks it up and doesn't steal it and uses it and doesn't break it and then returns it at the end of the game. The logistics to that are a nightmare. So,
no, sir, Charles. We are about.
No, there
What?
is more to Canada outside of Ontario.
He's being nice and asking questions. Don't be a jerk.
I know, I'm just joking. Ontario
Jesus.
doesn't realize it, but there are actual provinces outside of Ontario.
Yeah, Canada
Ontario
doesn't stop at
thinks-
Montreal.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we are from New Brunswick, which is not quite the
Keep going
butthole.
east.
We're more like the armpit. I know
We're north
there's
of
two
Maine.
those. I'm telling you, all we need to move that border ahead like 40 feet, and we could just take a little bit of Maine at a time, and they'd never notice.
People in Maine wouldn't notice. They
No, they
talk like
wouldn't.
us anyways.
Exactly, that's what I mean. We can take Maine; they'd never know. Oh, my camera just.
Yeah, you're fine.
It can. Has been done.
So
It has been done. He's right. When they moved the borders at some point in the 20th century, when my son's grandparents' family was really young, they moved the borders. So a bunch of the French people from Grand Falls ended up getting made into Yanks, and vice versa. Families got split up because of just where the borders laid. So
Nice.
he's right.
cool. Explorer says the local field there did a Fortnite game, and the owner had just pods scattered and a few E-techs laying around, which is great. That's fine, but it's not. It's kind. Excuse me. It's kind of just dipping the toe into what people really want. So, what Mech Tactical had, his idea, and I'm curious to see how he actually pulls it off. The idea is sound, but the logistics I'm curious about. The idea would be is that if there's going to be lock boxes stashed all over the field, and you pick up the lockbox and you bring it to him or Adam or whoever's going to be handling this, and they're going to unlock the box. There's going to be a big padlock on it. They're going to unlock the box, and there's going to be a fully kitted out marker in that box. So it's going to have everything it needs. So you're going to pull that, and that's what you're going to use. It'll be recorded. They'll know who has it. Right. And it's going to be provided by the event organizer or somebody who's going to be donating this stuff. So I thought that was a really creative way to do it. That way you're not worried about leaving guns around. You're not worried about leaving stuff lying around unprotected. You're not worried about somebody making off with random stuff. It's all going to be secured in lock boxes, and to get into it, you have to bring the box off the field so it could be recorded to who has it. Right? Because that was my thing, was if you just leave this stuff randomly lying around the field and somebody randomly picks it up, but you have no idea who picked it up, and you go to collect all your markers and that one of the markers is missing, you'll never get it back. You have no idea who.
I think he's prepared. I think that they're prepared for that. I think
no, but that's what I mean. That's why the lock to
idea.
get into the box, you got to unlock the box, right? You got to open it up, and then they'll record who has it. Keith, what is this? Has like 80,000 people in the army.
They're talking about Maine taking us over.
Yeah, that's fine. I've already had those arguments with everybody.
Submarines for. I didn't see the Sea King, by the way. No Sea King helicopter in that list. Use spiders, Charles. You sick monster. I love you.
A lot of people. By the way, speaking of, just to put a little bit on that whole like military thing. One, we have a massive reserve. Two, we have a group in Northern Labrador and in the North Arctic called the Rangers, which you should research. That's very cool. Basically, it's a bunch of Inuit and Innu people who live in the Arctic full time. That's their sole, like that's where they live. They're traditional natives to like Indigenous people to Canada.
Don't mess with those lads.
So the military went up and said, we're going to train you, give you weaponry, and then we're going to leave you alone. Just watch the border for us. So if you go north, you're not fighting some dude who's never been to the Arctic. You're fighting a dude who lives in the Arctic.
I was also thinking that that's the ultimate like zombie survival. Just go north; they'll freeze.
That and
we're not getting into that tonight.
No, but like it's a lot of people have been talking about it back and forth, and it's like go take a look at what we actually have. People forget Canadians have F-35 stealth fighters. We have F-35s.
I'm going to suplex you to Saturn and back, and I'm usually the one who goes on tangents.
The lockbox idea, though, is a fantastic way to keep track of what is where, right? Because you record what marker goes into that lockbox, where that lockbox is. It comes off the field. You record who got it, who's borrowing that marker, and then you can hold them accountable to get it back. It solves the logistics problem.
100%.
Right? And I thought that was like, okay, that's cool. It also adds the challenge of you've got to get the lockbox off the field.
When is
Right?
the
So
honey
if you
badger
see somebody running with a lockbox and I'm assuming they're not small, they're going to be holding a fully kitted out MagFed kit, right? They're going to be fairly big, going to be, fairly large. You got to be, you got to run with it. You got to carry it. So
when is honey badger again? Wait for it. Ryan Bell's in the chat. He'll throw it up. Someone's going to throw it up. Cliffy probably. One of them's going to get it.
Hi Ryan, put it in the chat for us. When is Honey Badger? When are you planning this event that I'm very curious about?
Oh, Ryan, I do have a question about Honey Badger, other than when it is, because I really September 20th. That'd be close. That's close to NME, but I could probably make that work. I really want to go. I need to get my MagFed fix in, and I know Ryan's going to put on a good event. Like, I know it. I've never been to the compound. And most of all, I want to know, is the merchant going to be back? Because I want to follow him. That's the lad I want to keep an eye on, or at least travel with at some point. Because just bumping into him in the pit was kind of cool.
Yeah, so I'm curious about this whole.
I feel
thing,
like
right?
I think the boxes, they're not going to put them out early in the day. Ryan's probably going to go out at some point and stick them out there. Like, he doesn't want people to find them early. I can't imagine.
I don't know. It depends on how he runs the event, right? Because
that's
excuse me.
Do I know anyone in the chat? Charles, where's Charles from? Charles, where are you, buddy?
You know us, sort of. We had to tell you where we live, but you know us.
Army Paintball's big MagFed game and use my SAR. Oh, that would be cool. SAR 12s are really, really pretty. Rec ball.
All right, Mark's got a big comment here. What's this? Here, my idea for rec ball. There should be a large scoreboard on the field. You play team deathmatch with unlimited spawns. You just tap a button each time you spawn. It'll give a point to the other team, and you set a score limit, and players can see the scoreboard live while playing. Ooh. That's a great idea. You can do that with Capture the Flag, too.
That's actually a really good idea, Mark.
Yeah. I love the idea of scoreboard. I think more fields should have scoreboards. And frankly, a scoreboard can be as simple as go to Walmart and buy a cheap 42-inch TV. Right? If you don't want to build a fancy one.
There's another living legend general right there. Hi, Drew.
Hey, there he is. Look, we got both of them in the chat. What's happening? We got Drew and
fight. I want slander. I want I want it all. You guys can use all the language you want. I just won't read it.
And if you really want to trash talk, you call that number that's going across the screen right now, 506-453-4979. You can trash talk on the air.
Ooh, mass, buddy.
We could bring you both in at the same time. You could trash talk over the air. That's something we should plan.
I love that beautiful state. I want to go back. NPC crew on field, good friends of mine will have free range in place, do whatever. I cover it more when I find time to come. Well, we'll work on getting you to come and chat, like I said, in a stream or something.
I've already told him he's coming on the 30th.
Okay. NPC crew. I like the idea of NPC crews.
You need them. You need roadies. You need invisible people to move the field, right? Because the refs can't be doing it. The refs are busy. The refs are organizing players. You need people who look like regular players or don't look like anybody at all, who can just do what needs to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. Cliff's got to ref this thing again. If they don't listen to the wizard, they're going to get an earful. So you're going to be fine, Cliffy. Cliff's going to be fine. I know, because I have a great feeling about that, just because I think a lot of the guys or the lads that are going to be showing out there to play are going to be out there to play. They're not going to be out there to be wanks.
Explore. Isn't there some tech people can use to run domination style games? Can't remember who makes it. There is. And if it's what I think it is, and if you're thinking what I'm thinking of, I'm not going to give their name any credit because I don't agree with any of their business practices. And frankly, I think their stuff's a little overrated. You know what? Maybe that's a project for me. Maybe I'll build something that does that. Can't be that hard. A little bit of code, an Adreno.
Ordered myself some Gator mail.
Very nice. Ryan, what's coming to the compound? You said something's coming to the compound. Where did you get it from? Because I'm going to judge you. I'm still going to come to the game, but I'm going to judge you.
You heard it. You heard it. He said he's coming.
ATAC. What is ATAC? Who makes it?
I don't care. You said you're going. That's it. Y'all heard
I'm
it.
gonna try.
You no.
As
You
long
said
as,
you're going.
look,
They
man, as
heard
long
you
as we
say it.
find a way to get me there without bankrupting. Then I will be there.
Ronan,
Ronan makes the attack.
the accuser.
I'm judging you. I don't agree with anything Ronan's built. I don't like Ronan. I'll say that publicly.
I don't know what Ronan is.
Uh,
Never mind. We're not going to get into that.
No,
You guys,
we're not.
That
Because I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that because we do not. No, none of that here. This is a good night.
What's this?
I'm having a good night.
John Vautour, I'm thinking of doing, was that Tack Thursday next year in Moncton, looking to get stuff or just doing a continuing story each week. You know what would be cool?
John, talk to Ryan Bell. Like, get into a little chat with him. That guy knows how to. He's got the heart of a D&D nerd and the soul of a paintball player. So he'll have points for that stuff.
Oh, he's not bringing in the Ronin stuff. ATAC is a
Gator Mail
DIY setup
is
for wireless interlink if anything you want. Okay, never mind. I thought you were bringing in a company called ATAC to handle. Okay, never mind. I'm with you now. I got you.
Gator Mail is 100%, and they are not a paid sponsor. I have flappy jowls and double chin, and there's nothing worse on a speedball day than catching one here and then trying to shave the next day. I know Beard Boy doesn't have to worry about that, but I do. And at the last speedball event, I got lit right down the side of the neck, and it caught all of them. It broke, but I got splatter, and I didn't get shot in the side of the neck. Covered my sweet Adam's apple.
Nice. It also just looks cool on the mask.
I went with
frankly, like it just looks cool. Like
there we go. Like nice all white. So when my new one comes, it's going to be a black and white gator. I have no idea what pattern he's sending.
That's the best part, where it's just like,
I don't care what you send me, just send it. Here's my money.
Right? It's just like, what do you need? I need to be black and white. What design? I don't care. I trust
Gator
you.
Mail, Mark.
That's what I tell.
You've seen me wear my Gator Mail.
Yeah, looks great.
Attach it to the bottom of your mask so that when you're wearing it.
Right now, I think for the flex, it almost needs to be made wider. Like it should. I would. Oh, just when you were holding it there, unless maybe you don't have it fully connected.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Because it was like it's dangling.
Yeah, it's supposed to dangle about like that, but
yeah, that looked better when you were holding it up. It looked a little thin.
Man, I was so happy to find that at the Dollarama, Ryan. I've been looking for ages.
Crazy, yeah.
But yeah, it's just O-rings, brass O-rings and rubber O-rings. It's super light. It's resistant, easy to clean. A Gator Mail cod piece. Don't you, Charles? Don't screw with me.
Watch people make that stuff like chainmail. It's almost like they're knitting with metal. It's so fun to watch them do it. It's super fun. Where might one find this ATAC system? That's what Ball of Duty wants to know. What time is it? Holy crap, we're almost out of time.
I just have to wear a neck guard. You know what, bud? If
there's nothing wrong with that.
If you haven't been shot in the Adam's apple, great. First of all, congratulations. Second of all, once it happens, you're going to wear something over your throat. Same thing with getting shot in the schmeckle. You might not wear a cup like I do, but you might wear a towel, which I've started doing actually, the flappy towel system. Give it a little extra movement. But you will definitely protect your donger. Like I watched Eli drop like a sack of potatoes and throw up like the poor man. Like protect your schwang. You gave up on neck protection. The throat guard, the cod piece. Hey, listen, I see no shade in it, man. No, there is nothing wrong with protecting your twig and two berries or your throat. Like catching one right there, man. Like that hurts. I don't care who you are.
Baggy pants. Baggy pants work to a point.
I'm sorry, but
slide shorts. A lot of the new.
I just got a pair of those. Actually, I got to try them.
Do they have the built-in padding?
The Gas Man.
A lot of them have a built-in like soft. Like I'm not going to call it a soft cup, but
yeah, it does.
Right? It's got a bit of reinforcement padding there on the crotch.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Like, I'm down, and it looks like it's got a booty protectors. Like, I'm down with this. We kill suckers. Like, it's cool.
Bunker Kings makes great stuff, man. I love Bunker Kings.
They really do.
Great company.
I'm always down with trying new kit just to see. I made a cup out of foam. I've used no.
Charles says grow beard.
I have my chops, which covers actually.
Which I was gonna say, man. I saw those in the. I was like, oh, he's growing. He's bringing the chops back.
I've had chops for a couple of years now. Just they're growing and turning silver, and as long as I've got that little spot over the round part of my jaw, I'm okay. I've been called a cheater because shots don't break. Cliff, you can tell them. I know I know how it feels to be called that. I get it. Once you find out the rules, though, it's okay. A mustache, big twirly whirly mustache. Oh man. Okay, September 26th. I got to put that down in my calendar because I can't wait.
Yeah, it's. I'd love to go. I don't know. I've made some commitments for this year that in order for me to travel, I need to find more money.
Yep.
That's all.
Yeah, we can find more money so that we can travel. I'm absolutely running my TMC.
That's fine.
I don't even think I'm going to
probably going to run a T15 or the TGR2 if it's still live, which I think it is. I think it's just sitting down in the basement.
That or the T15. That's a nice one you got. So
either one, honestly.
Oh, I wouldn't mind bringing. You still have the Scout, eh?
Yes, I need to get that. That needs to go away though. I need to sell it and get the money to Chad.
Either way, we're gonna try and use that. Brad will be on the corner.
I had a ton of fun using the Scout. Honestly, it turns out I was using it wrong, but I had a ton fun using it. Turns out that the barrel actually sags just slightly if you don't have the shroud on it.
Right, I remember that.
And that was what was causing me issues. If I just put the shroud on it, I would have been fine. But I didn't know. I didn't know until the end of the day when I was talking to Too Tall from Vice, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, did you take the shroud off? Didn't you?" I was like, "I did." And he's like, "Yeah, so did I. Don't do that."
Yeah. Oh, Too Tall. What a wonderful human being he is.
That is fantastic.
My God, where has the time gone?
Really though, right? We've got a few more minutes left. I'm watching the clock on this thing because if we jump off now, it's going to continue playing last week's episode. Or not?
Well, then we don't need to leave. I don't really want to leave. I want to stay because I'm sure. What's the next?
Speak of the devil. It just did
it. What? It kicked off.
Yeah. So that's it, folks. We're out of time. It's been a blast. Had a ton of fun hanging out with you. Honestly, this show went by quick. This past hour went by flying fast. The podcast is fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We're launching some plans starting tomorrow. Things are happening. Things are changing, and hopefully it's all going to be for the better. So stay tuned. Check us out on Discord. You'll find I'll drop the link, or if somebody could share the link. Somebody from the Discord could share the link out. That'd be great. We're going to be doing a lot more streaming of gaming. We're gaming. It's winter. Tom and I game. Zach and I game a lot. We play a lot of Fortnite. It's
hard for me to stream City Skylines, but if I do it, at least I can have a conversation with Ryan.
Yeah.
Just come and join me, and I'll play cities, and I can have a conversation with you.
Just come hang out in the Discord. Just come out, hang out, say hi. If you're sitting there doing nothing, hell, if you're sitting there watching YouTube videos or something, just come hang out. It's a great way for us to be social during the winter. Thanks, Dan. He's just shared the Discord.
God, I love that man. Can't wait to see him again.
So it's just a great way to stay social. I uninstalled Call of Duty because I am not fast enough for it. Catch me on Battlefield, though. I downloaded Battlefield 2042 again. I forgot how much I loved Battlefield when they fixed it. They brought it back to the old ways. I was like, yes, this is what I need to do.
Charles, it was a pleasure. And we
what's
hope
this?
that you come
Download
back
Arena Breakout. Arena Breakout. I don't know what that is. But anyways, yeah. Thanks, folks. It was a ton of fun. Had a blast hanging out with y'all. And keep an eye out. But till next week, cheers.
Toodles.